For this session, let's talk about the banking process. So before anything else, let's have a brief look on how debit and credit works. So in a nutshell, debit is when money flows into a particular account. Ibig sabihin, Tagalog, dito napupunta pera. On the other hand, credit is wherein money is flowing out from a particular account. Tagalog ulit, dito nanggaling yung pera. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so let's talk about incoming and outgoing payment and how the banking process works here. So for our incoming payment, we have the usual payment means, which is either check, credit card, or cash. So during the sales process, the customer owes something from us, right? So how does it work? So we first receive that AR invoice. And from AR invoice, we process it using the incoming payment function in SAP Business. So in this case, the credit side is from our customer. Why? The customer owes money to us. So we have to get the payment from our customer. That's the credit side. The debit, on the other hand, is the debit side rather, is in our clearing account for our check, credit card, or cash. So you might be wondering why there is a clearing account. This is in order to check if there's available or enough fund coming from our customer. Okay. So assuming you're cleared. So from that clearing account, it will be deposited to our bank account. So therefore, the credit side will be our clearing account. Either it is check, credit card, or cash. Why? Doon naman gagaling yung pera. And it will be debited to our bank account. In this case, here. Kasi, doon napunta yung pera. So if payment means is directly a bank transfer, the process will be from AR invoice, incoming payment, and to our bank account. So therefore, the credit side will be our customer. Why? Galing sa kanya yung payment. And it will be debited or mapupunta sa ating bank. So let's move forward. Okay, let's talk about outgoing payment. So same, almost the same. Payment means either check, credit card, cash, or bank transfer. So in this process, we have that accounts payable invoice to our bank account and releasing the money as part of the outgoing payment. So in our journal entry, this is how it looks. So credit side on our bank account. Why? Dito natin ipo-pull out yung money to be released to our vendor. And debit side is for our vendor. Why? The vendor will receive our payment. So let's talk about the chart of accounts and general ledger. So the chart of accounts is basically an index of all the financial accounts in the general ledger of a company. It includes the assets, liabilities, and equity of the organization. So The chart of accounts is an organizational tool that provides a digestible breakdown of all the financial transactions that a company conducted during a specific accounting period, broken down into subcategories. The chart of accounts is organized by drawers and levels, meaning that each accounts here are divided into a series of levels. So in SAP Business One, it is from level 1 up to level 10 or 12, if I'm not mistaken. So there are lots of sub-accounts. So moving forward, let's talk about the journal entries. So the thing about SAP Business One is that we can actually do entering a manual journal entry. So usually when dealing with or when having those various transactions, a journal entry is automatically posted from many documents, such as from your accounts receivable and accounts payable invoices. So, but the thing is, just like what I'm telling a while ago, is that we can manually post a journal entry directly to our general ledger account or to a business partner sub-ledger account. So let's try doing a manual journal entry. Okay, so let's talk about this particular scenario, or let's have this particular scenario. So here, on April 15, the company recorded a salary expense worth of 250,000, paid for through the company's GBP bank account. One. Okay, so okay, the debit and credit, something that we have to use here. Okay, but take note, in this particular scenario, there is a recorded salary expense. Okay, and that expense is paid through the company's GBP bank account. So therefore, if we manually add this journal entry, this is how it goes. So on the debit side is the salary expense. Why? Doon napunta yung pera. And on the credit side is our GBP bank account 1. Why? Dito nanggaling yung pera para dito. Clear? And the last scenario is this. So on March 30, the company issued ordinary share capital worth of 500,000, payment received and deposited on its GBP bank account 2. Okay, take note, there is an issuance of ordinary share capital. And that money is received and deposited in this particular bank account. So therefore, if we manually put this in a journal entry, this is how it goes. So on the debit side is our GBP bank account 2. Why? Dito napunta yung ordinary share capital na in-issue. And on the credit side is, of course, the ordinary share capital. Why? Dito nang galing yung pera na na-deposit sa ating bank account. So, yeah, that ends the discussion about the banking process and doing a manual journal entry.